Nigeria is currently targeting as much as $500 million in initial investment from foreign investors into the nascent solid mineral sector as it began a 4-day investment roadshow in South Africa on November 6 at the Sandton Convention Center. The roadshow, which will run until November 9th, is being organized by the Nigerian High Commission in collaboration with South African-based investment bank, Rosebank Capital. This year's theme, Unlocking the Potentials of Solid Minerals for Sustainable Development in Nigeria and South Africa, aims to attract foreign direct investment in Nigeria's solid mineral sector by leveraging South Africa's advanced expertise in mining and resource development. Nigeria boasts a wealth of mineral resources from gold to tantalite, limestone, and lithium. With an estimated $700 billion worth of mining potentials, the nation's geological composition presents a treasure trove waiting to be tapped. However, despite this potential, mining exploration in Nigeria remains underfunded, with several projects stuck at exploration stage due to challenges in accessing financing for design, construction, and production. The high capital risks and expertise gap continue to pose significant barriers for private sector participation and investment. It is on this note that the government is targeting at least $500 million in initial investment, and that is coming on as also the government is actually discussing a single project worth $200 million. The solid mineral sector presents a great opportunity for Nigeria to diversify its economy. Nigeria can add $25 billion over the next decade to its GDP by harnessing its solid mineral sector, while the sector could generate about 3 million jobs. It was, however, noted that the effort to broaden the economic base in Nigeria has faced hurdles like the lack of cohesive national planning and little investment in the non-oil sector. Currently, South Africa is playing a significant role in driving growth in Nigeria's mining industry through various initiatives and collaborations. South African companies such as Multotech and Mulman Mining have invested heavily in Nigeria's mining sector, bringing expertise and technology to boost production and efficiency. This investment have created jobs, stimulated local economies, and enhanced Nigeria's mineral output. The South African-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce has also facilitated trade and investment between the two nations, fostering partnerships in the mining sector. This cooperation has enabled Nigeria's mining companies to access South African technology, skills, and financing. Also, the South African mining experts have provided training and capacity building programs for Nigerian professionals, enhancing local skills development, and this transfer has improved operational efficiency, safety, and environmental management in the Nigerian mines. Joint ventures between South African and Nigerian companies have unlocked new mining opportunities, particularly in gold, coal, and iron ore. These partnerships have attracted significant investment, contributing to Nigeria's economic growth. South Africa's Department of Mineral Resources and Energy has also shared its expertise with Nigeria's Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, supporting policy reforms and regulatory framework for development. And finally, the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement has further strengthened South Africa-Nigerian cooperation, facilitating trade and investment in the mining sector. However, there are so many challenges that have persisted, which include infrastructure deficiencies, regulatory inconsistencies, security concerns, and environmental issues. Addressing these challenges will require continued collaboration between South Africa and Nigerian stakeholders, ensuring that the mining industry growth benefits both nations and their citizens. Nigeria relies heavily on export of crude oil, which accounts for some 90% of export revenue and more than half of the government revenue. The renewed push to develop solid mineral sector comes on the heels of an urgent need to diversify the government's revenue base in the face of dwindling petrodollars. Nigeria has made several attempts to diversify its revenue base, but a lack of political will has often derailed the government's plan. It is therefore Nigeria's vision to attract global investors into the sector with a raft of policy initiatives, from tax waivers for mining equipment to guarantee of 100% profit repatriation to the home country of the investors. Nigeria is also developing critical infrastructure to support the investors and are bundling artisan miners into cooperatives and granting them small-scale mining licenses in order to formalize the sector. This is not the first time South African companies are indicating interest to invest in Nigeria's mining sector. In 2012, South Africa actually indicated interest in partnering with Nigerian government not only in exploring but to develop and manage its mine waste. Although the idea came after the crisis that rocked the South African mining sector, the country's interest in Nigeria at the time had raised questions in the minds of so many people. Local and international condemnations had trailed the action of South African police, which gunned down about 34 protesting mine workers in their mine site over circumstances the authorities had set up a panel to unravel. Just as the world was trying to ascertain what really happened to have earned the protesting workers the ire of the police, investors from the country stormed Nigeria seeking collaborations with authorities to explore mineral potentials in the country. The investors at the time, who were led by the acting chief executive officer of the company, Royal Bafokeng Holdings, during a courtesy visit to the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, noted that they were in the country to seek collaborations with Nigeria to explore, develop as well as manage its mine waste. According to them, the essence of their visit was to explore investment opportunities in Nigeria's mining industry in areas such as mineral explorations, mine development, mineral processing, management of tailings, and mine waste water treatment, amongst others. The result as to whether they were allowed to invest in Nigeria or not is a story for another day. But in 2014, the Industrial Development Corporation of South Africa visited Nigeria and was prepared to invest in the Nigerian mining and forestry sector. At the time, the company's senior business development manager, African Union, noted that Nigeria's huge population and natural endowment placed it as a destination for sustainable investment. They also noted at the time that Nigeria was one of Africa's huge markets and they were here to invest in the mining and forestry sector. That was also the time when South Africa was working hard to achieve the Inter-Africa Trade Policy of the African Union. The success of the trade policy at the time in the continent was to promote stronger cohesion and better understanding among member countries. The Industrial Development Corporation of South Africa at the time offered financial aid focused on economic growth and industrial development for startups. The organization was founded in 1940 with its headquarters in Sandton, South Africa. Although the company at the time was state-owned but was using private sector principles in its management. According to him, the South Africa Industrial Development Corporation was also prepared to partner with local investors in the development of project plans, financing and executing of same project, provided the cost was less than $10 million at the time. On the Nigerian part, in order to scale up investment from foreign investors, Nigeria established the Invest Nigeria Mining as an initiative by the Nigerian government to attract foreign investment into the country's mining sector. The mining sector in Nigeria has vast potentials for growth, with large deposits of minerals such as coal, iron ore, gold, limestone, and lead zinc. The government of Nigeria is also committed to creating an enabling environment for investors by providing the necessary infrastructure, legal framework, and support services. In doing so, the government has implemented a number of policies and initiatives to encourage investment in the mining sector. This includes the establishment of the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, the creation of a solid mineral development fund, and the development of a national action plan for the development of the mining sector. Additionally, the government has also introduced a number of fiscal incentives for investors, such as tax holidays, duty exemptions, and waivers on import and export restrictions. The mining sector in Nigeria is still in its infancy, with only a small percentage of the country's mineral resources currently being exploited. However, there is significant potential for growth in the sector, and the government is working to create an enabling environment for investors. The focus is on developing the sector to create jobs, increase revenue, and promote economic development. There are several areas of investment opportunities for the mining sector in Nigeria. Some of the minerals that can be invested in Nigeria include coal, limestone, iron ore, gold, lead zinc, tin, limestone, and barite. The mining sector also has the potential to contribute to the development of other sectors such as power generation, transportation, and construction. The government has also initiated a number of programs to develop human capital required from the mining sector. This includes the establishment of a mining cadastre office, which is responsible for the registration and regulation of mining activities in the country. The government is also working to establish a national mining institute to provide training and education for the mining sector. Hopefully, if the deal between Nigeria and South Africa on the mining sector development actually goes through, it will be a win-win for both countries, as Nigeria will greatly benefit in terms of job creation, more opportunities, and growth in the economy, while South Africa will be making a lot of profit, especially from its mining activities in Nigeria. Guys, do well to drop your honest comment. Tell us what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.